For example, in the legal space, precedence detection is a exceptionally important use case. When you're starting to build a case, you want to understand what's been talked about before, but simple keyword searching just doesn't cut it, because it's often the case that what you're looking for doesn't share any keywords with prior art, right, or the precedents in previous cases. And so the question is, how do we identify meaning in grammar and language without doing simple keyword searching, right? And AI can do that. AI can actually read sentences and understand the meaning or the gist behind the sentence, and then go and find similar sentences even if they don't share any keywords. And so this is something that a human could do, and right now this is something in these use cases where, you know, armies of people are sitting there reading papers to try and find this stuff. You can train an AI to do the same sort of thing. That's mind-blowing, right? Because that means that there's a fundamental, critical use case that is costing thousands of human hours in performing, that we can train an AI to do in seconds. So that's one really cool use case. We're seeing a lot of really interesting use cases that have to do with image analytics. We've all seen the examples of an AI getting trained to recognize what a dog looks like or a cat looks like, right? It turns out that all across the manufacturing spectrum, in the life sciences space, in the healthcare space, there are places where people are attempting to use images at a very large scale to do all sorts of analysis. So for example, in the drug manufacturing process, crystals are grown prior to the formation of tablets, right? And those crystals have different types, different looks to them. And right now, people sit at microscopes and just look at images all day long to try to figure out what kind of crystals are being grown with each drug molecule. And that's, once again, thousands to tens of thousands of human hours spent analyzing these images. We can train AI agents to do the same sort of recognition on these images, once again, in seconds. All of these things, I think, another key point is that all of these things are ways of allowing humans to do higher value work, right? So once you have a tool that can help you navigate an information space more effectively, then you can free yourself up to think more broadly or more strategically or about higher value things, right, in the workplace. An analogy I often use is navigation systems in our cars. You know, 10 years ago, we didn't even think that we'd use a navigation system, right? We just stopped for directions, right? It's now the case that I can't get anywhere without the navigation system in my car, right? But really all the navigation system is a information processing system that helps me move through a complex information space to get to an end goal, right? AI systems can do the same exact thing. They help us move through these information spaces, know which paths are going to be the most effective, but it's still the human that wants to get to that end goal, and it's still the human that wants to figure out what the sort of high-level strategy is behind why they're going there in the first place, right?